Hello, Parkside Kids. We are so glad you're with us today. We miss you. So glad it's warm weather. We're able to get outside and be with our friends. I know at our house, we have a tent in the backyard with our fire pit. We've been doing s'mores every night. And all of our kids have had their friends over at night, and they've been sleeping in the tent, and it's just been fun. And so I'm so glad that summer's here. So I know you are too. So since we cannot get together here at Parkside Kids, we are still doing our lessons online with you. So it kind of feels like we're still here together, I hope. But so I love to hear from you guys. So we are still talking about the Israelites, and they are making their way through the wilderness. They're making their way to where? Where are they headed? Can you remember? They're headed to the promised land. And who is their leader? Can you remember that too? Their leader is Moses. That's right. So Moses is leading them. And this week we're going to talk about something pretty simple, but it's a concept that we forget sometimes. And so I have one of my favorite t-shirts on that goes with our lesson today. It says, "We can do more together." And so Moses found himself leading the Israelites, and because he had lots of people with him, there are arguments and things that come up with all of these people. And so he found himself having to help with all of those arguments and disputes. So we are so lucky at Parkside Kids. We actually have Moses with us today. I'm just going to have him scoot on over here beside me. We have a judge with us today. Hey, Moses, how's it going? Good. So Moses actually was like a judge. And he wasn't like a judge, he was a judge. And all the disagreements that people had with each other, within that group of people, God's people that were traveling to the promised land, he had to judge all of that. He had to make decisions on all of their disagreements. So we have our judge here today. So a modern day judge would have what? He'd have a black robe on. So this is kind of like modern day judge, right? You probably don't think Moses would have this on back in the day. But we added something that probably Moses did have, was this big beard. Is that comfortable? No, not comfortable at all. So we added a new element and then an old element. And so what happened was, because Moses was doing this by himself and he didn't have anybody else helping him, people were waiting in line for hours, even all day, to have their arguments heard. And so it's really hard when there's just one judge in the land. And so Moses' father-in-law, his name is Jethro. He came to visit Moses. And when he visited him, he saw what was happening and how Moses spent all day being a judge and having to sit and help people settle all of their arguments and their disputes. And he said, there's a better way to do this. You need to teach other people, the laws of the land, and you can have other men help you settle these arguments and do this together. And so that was really good advice from his father-in-law. Jethro helped Moses in a really big way. And so then there could be other judges who would sit and listen to people's arguments and disputes and would help Moses in that way. And so that really changed a lot of things for the Israelites and helped big time. And so I know here at Parkside Kids, we're all about helping other people. And so that's how Moses helped by settling their disputes. So we talked about the Israelites. Now we're going to talk about something that is really special to us here at Parkside Kids. So all of you know that we have had 2 Compassion International kids for 4 years now, guys. What are the Compassion kids' names? I want you to say them right now. Okay, I'm sure you know their names are Marvin and Maria. So I want to give you guys an update on Marvin and Maria. So Maria actually is not going to be with the Compassion program anymore. Her family moved away from the center that was serving her through the Compassion program. So she's not actually with the Compassion program anymore. But Marvin is. And so we just got a new picture of him. He is getting so big, guys. And then we have a letter from him. So here is a picture. He's 7 years old now. Marvin is getting so big. And then I want to read you the letter that he wrote us. So I want to give you an update on him. So this is a translation, so it's a little broken up here, but it says, "Dear friends, I thank you for keeping support of me in this process of my life. How have you been? What do you like to do in your free time? I ask you to pray for God to protect the children in my neighborhood. I tell you that we like to go to the park to have ice cream and have a good time. Many hugs. May God bless you." And then he put in here Psalm 23 and verse 1. He drew a picture for you guys. And then it says, he has in his house his mother, his father, and his brothers Marlon and Mylon. And his favorite things are playing and going to the park to have ice cream. And it says in this letter, do you live in a rural area or do you live in an urban area? And so he checked urban. So that's a lot like us. We live with a lot of buildings and a lot of houses around us. So he's a lot like you guys. He loves to go to the park, play, and eat ice cream. So it's so good to hear from him. So I've got a new challenge for you all. What we're going to do for Marvin, every Sunday here at Parkside Kids, you know how we would take up money, and the money we put in the orange bucket would go to our 2 Compassion kids. Well, now that we've been at home, let's use something that we have at home. We have cans, right? So I took the lid off this can. I took all the stuff out of the can. I washed it. And I want you to collect coins in a soup can. And then whenever we're able to come back together, I want to see you guys walk in with all of your soup cans full of coins for Marvin. And we're going to send all that money to Compassion to go to Marvin's family. And so that is my challenge to you. You guys are so generous. You can do this, okay? We can do this, look, together, right? So this is my challenge. We're going to do the soup can challenge and collect money for Marvin. And I know you guys are going to fill your soup cans fast, okay? Now, you may want to take your beard off for this. Moses. So one more thing we're going to do real quick. I'm going to give you a piece of paper. Jake is helping us film today. Could you get Ty a marker or a pen or a pencil? We're going to do something together. So I want you guys to get a piece of paper or a piece of construction paper, something like that. So we're going to give you a little bit of time. Do that real fast. Get a marker or a crayon or a pen or a pencil. Okay, and here's what we're going to do. So I'm going to talk slowly because I know you're probably going to get something real fast. I want you to take your hand and put it on the paper, and I want you to trace your hand first. Okay? So we're going to do that together. That's the first thing we're going to do. So we're going to do this together. Okay? Whew. I'm not a very good tracer. My fingers are looking pretty crazy. Okay. So I have my hand traced. Ty, you almost there? So once you have your hand traced, okay, what we want you to do is put something on each finger that you can do this week to help someone else out. Okay, so we're talking about the way that Jethro helped Moses. And there are lots of ways, even though we're at home a lot of the time now, there are ways that you can help people in your neighborhood, but there are also ways that you can help people in your own house, or help out around the house. So let's take like the next minute or two, and you're gonna write something on each finger that you can do with your hands to help out or help someone out this week. So we're gonna do that with you. So let's do that. Okay. Okay, while Ty's finishing his up, I want you all to share with your mom or dad or your siblings what you put on your hand. But I'll share with you real quick what I put on mine. I put write cards to people who can't get out right now, like people in nursing homes, and then some of the people here at our church that are older that do not need to get out right now. That want to stay healthy. We can get neighbors. I know a lot of people in our neighborhood are older. We can help get them groceries and put that on their porch. I can help out my dog by giving her a bath because she really needs a bath right now. So that's going to make her life a little better. Fix dinner for our neighbors. And while I'm fixing dinner, I can fix extra food. And I can do the dishes for my family. That's going to help us out. So, Ty, what did you put?
I wrote yard work, so like mowing or raking leaves.
Good.
Clean the house, so you could do like chores like clean the floors or cabinets or something. Pray for someone if somebody's sick or just to make somebody feel better. Help with work, so like if your dad needs you to help him with something, or your mom needs you to help him with something, you can do that. And then encourage people, because right now it's kind of a hard time, and for people that are kind of down, you can just encourage them, it's okay.
Good job. Okay, so what are you going to do with your hands this week? How are you going to help someone either in your house, in your neighborhood, get together with others? We're better together. We can get more done together. That's what Moses learned. And that's what we can learn this week. So we love you all so much. We miss you so, so much. Have a great week. Get outside and play. Enjoy this awesome weather. And we'll see you next week. Bye.
Come on, put them together tonight.
shade. We are precious in His sight. By His love we are made. Red and yellow, black and white. Every color, every shade. We are precious in His sight. By His love we are made. Red and yellow, black and white. Every color, every shade. We are precious in His sight.